Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Phoenix 1987 doing my review on Pokemon Sword. I'm going to start off. I've been a Pokemon fan since Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow came out. My favorite has been Soul Silver or Silver, or however you want to approach. But this is my review on Pokemon Sword for the Nintendo Switch. Gonna start off with graphics. Graphics on the game are pretty good. They're pretty much your standard uh, Pokemon graphics from like the DS. Just a little bit more smoother, but you can tell there's a texture difference with with the characters because the backgrounds they look nice, but the characters themselves, as you can see, I'm not sure if you quite see that, they're rough around the edges, but I'm also playing this on a 4K TV, which uh, could pretty much bring the difference. But I thought that the graphics on it weren't bad. They're definitely playable and definitely kept the style of the Pokemon games that came out on the Game Boys or the DSs or whatever you want to call the handhelds. Um, I really did. For me, it doesn't really bother me. Um, You have also very lots of your menu here to look at. You got your Pokedex, which is if you have the DLC, you're gonna get the Isle of Armor Pokedex or your standard Pokedex. Your Pokedex, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit rough, but again, it brings me back to the Game Boy days. Um, do I think that the developers kind of cheap out on certain certain parts of the graphics? I'm gonna say yes. I'm not gonna lie there, because a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you here, like these icons or thumbnails or whatever, they could have been a lot smoother. I'm not gonna lie around that, but when you're looking at graphics or this style of game, it all depends because if I'm looking at the graphics for the Pokemon, they're not bad at all. There are little rough jagged edges around, like they created the characters and created the people in it, and then they stuck it onto the background of everything because the background are nice and smooth. Um, your map here is your standard map. Um, is your standard Pokemon map, just nice and big, and not gonna lie there. Um, the graphics, they're not on par for the Nintendo Switch, but they are on par for a Pokemon game that has previously been out for the handhelds. They're they're pretty good. Like the backgrounds, not bad at all. Gameplay for this game, the controller wise, it gameplay is your standard story, your standard Pokemon story. You start off, you have your rival or your best friend, you see the professor, then you go on your journey on being the best Pokemon trainer there is. So there's lots of gyms I found. There's lots of things to do. There's a lot of side stories and side missions or whatever people want to say. Like there is definitely lots to be done. I've already sank probably good 200 250 hours into this game pretty easy trying to complete my Pokedex. Um, Trying to win on the Wonder Trades. Like that, your bike is an amphibious. You can go through water in this game. Um, the controls are pretty simple. I don't have to worry about using the Pokeball or one Joy-Con like they did on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. Um, so the gameplay and controls for this game were pretty straightforward. Like I'm playing with a Pro controller right now, and I enjoy playing my Nintendo Switch games on the TV with a Pro controller. So the controllers are easy, straight fun. The only thing I wish was that the plus button was the menu and the X button was the bike or something like that, because I constantly go to pause the game or get into my menu. I'm constantly pressing that plus button, and sometimes it irritates me. But once you get the mapping in your head of what the controls are, it's not hard at all. And definitely not hard at all to get this done. The music for this game, I'm not gonna lie, is pretty much the same recycled tracks from day one, just more fine, more in tune. Now the added music they added in there does go with the scenery, does go where this game is taking place in, because your music does flow softly. The new music flows softly to in between battles, what road you're on. If you're in the ice area, the music's a little more chilling compared to if you're in the desert, where you're a little more hot and drier. So the music wasn't very impressive with me, but what can I say? It's Pokemon. We catch them all. Be the best trainer there is. The best catching them all. Whatever you guys like to do on Pokemon. Do you like the battle? Do you like the complete your Pokedex? Now I'm really hoping that when Game Freak does release their next Pokemon game, whatever it is, if it's a remastered, if it's a new entrant, that they take what us, the fans, have been saying and apply it to their game. Because we know that Game Freak and Nintendo is capable of doing a lot more with these games. And sometimes it feels like they just shelled it out just to get sales. Yes, this game has a lot of new Pokemon in it and a lot more things to do. But at the same time, even with that, there is a lot of things that could be done, could be impressive. And I'm trying really hard to explain this without getting into any spoilers. Like, I'm not a big fan on the Dynamax here. I don't know, call me old school, but I don't really see what the big deal is with the Dynamax or the Gigamax or the Z moves or whatever that is, because when you were the old school players that grew up on red and blue and yellow, none of that stuff was in it. And maybe I'm just too old, getting too old for this game, because they keep adding all these new weird features into the game that really not making that big of a difference, not making that big of a deal when it comes to this game. I do it once in a while just to say I did it, but overall, I'm gonna have give this game a review from my opinion. It's 6.5 out of 10. It just, to me, the game didn't feel up to par. They could have done a lot more. The graphics, in this case, could have been a lot smoother, a lot sharper, more detailed. For a new system, they kept it just a little more enhanced than they would do with the Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL, whatever you want to call it. Their latest, Nintendo's previous handheld. So if you wanted me to do another video on another review on a different video, leave your comments below. I read them all. I try to get it back to you guys as soon as I can. I'm always excited for your guys' input, good or bad. So right now, this is just gonna say this is Phoenix 1987-20. This is my review of Pokemon Sword, and I hope you guys have a good morning, a good evening, and a good afternoon. Peace. I love y'all.